Not yet. Oh, hey, now we're recording.
Are we on?
That's what we do.
We're recording?
We're recording.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Backstage Boys.
What up?
This is Trent, along with my co-host,
Basil.
How's it going, everybody? We are here to talk about AAW Legacy live from Lasalle, Illinois. That
The
took place.
second to last show from
Second to
LaSalle,
last.
Illinois.
It's almost doomsday, man.
It's almost last call.
Almost last call. We're getting there. What a run in LaSalle. How long was it total? Do you recall?
2 years. 2 years. It was January
2 years?
2017 was the first show.
No way. So a year, not 2 years.
2 years.
Oh, January.
January 2017.
Oh, shit. We went there for 2 years?
Yeah.
I swear I could have been mayor of that town. I'm telling you. People love me over there.
I remember the first time, like, I'm like, yeah, I'll drive out to LaSalle, and I go, what the fuck? What am I doing? And now I drive. I've driven out there for, like, every show.
Like, I remember going there when it was still, there was a company called Revolution Championship Wrestling running there, and it was RCW. I'll never forget this. And we drove all the way out there to see Sabu, and he didn't talk to anybody. No fans. I was really pissed off at that. The guy, I was like, I drove all the way to this goddamn town, and this dude did not talk to anybody. And I was like, come on, man. But RCW turned into Dreamwave, which absorbed into AEW.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at now.
We've had some really good classics over there.
Oh my god. They had, the names they brought in, man, crazy. Is anybody set to take over the town? Have you heard anything?
Nothing.
You haven't heard anything. Like, I'm sure somebody's waiting.
I'm sure somebody will. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a guaranteed. You have a guaranteed audience there, at least of, definitely a couple hundred. On the minimum.
But we don't normally get as big of a crowd that we did at this last show. But there was over 400.
Let's mention that. That was a hot crowd. That
was a packed house.
A full house. I think you can consider it a sellout. There's really no.
I don't think it was as packed there as it has been since that initial show.
Yeah.
Because I remember that initial show was really packed and everybody came out for that one.
What the hell's the deal though? Now all of a sudden now people want to start coming out now that we're leaving. It's like, man,
I don't get it.
Don't know what you got till it's gone, everybody. And now we're leaving. Now this is what you do. Now you come out.
I think, do you know what it was? I think people would come out, but not to every show.
Yeah.
And then now that they realize it is leaving, like, everybody's coming out at the same time.
Yeah, man.
Because, our walk-up was extremely good.
Our pre-fill was good, and the walk-up was good. So, yeah, definitely thanks to everybody who did that, because that was nuts. I know it was good because I was paid the day before the show. I was like, I got paid. We get paid electronic.
Yeah. I got paid like the day after, and usually I get paid 3-4 days after. Sometimes like a week. I'm like, I don't care. But like I got paid like 12 hours after the show.
Oh, it was awesome. I got paid the day. I'm like, wow. The first thought I had was like, man, we must have killed it on the pre-sale. And then when I got there, that was confirmed to me by Danielle that the pre-sale was amazing. So definitely thanks to everybody for coming out for that one. That was cool. But second to last one, man, this is the farewell to LaSalle stretch here. But we were there at the Knights of Columbus for AAW Legacy on November 10th. And you want to go down the list? Should we break it down match by match, and we'll talk about the zany shit that happened to two of us?
Let's go.
All right. We kicked it off with a 6-man tag match. We had the LaSalle favorites, I want to call them. Cody Rice.
LaSalle Boys.
The LaSalle Boys. Cody Rice, Mike Hartenbauer, Paco. And they took on Buck Nasty and the Cutter Twins, the Hooligans.
The Hooligans. This is like the quintessential LaSalle match.
This is a very LaSalle match, and it was a hit because people were hot for this match. I heard a lot of noise from this match. Classic spots, This was your match. This was your kickoff.
It was a good opener.
Perfect. Cody Mike and Paco defeated the dastardly trio of Buck Nasty and the Cutter Twins. But
Yes, they did.
good match. People were hot for it. We went from that into a fatal four-way tag match, which was the besties of Matt Fitchin and Davey Vega. Sans Scarlett, who I believe was already in Vegas for the Impact taping.
Yeah,
right?
she was, because I think she was. There was like another indie show running that same day.
I think it was FSW. Like that's who their partner is in Vegas for this one. I think FSW ran a show.
Yeah, because I remember they were doing like signings and stuff like that over there too. Because because there was a show that happened the same day as us. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's in Vegas, so it doesn't, whatever.
I think that's what it was. I think it was the FSW show that took place, and then she was at that. But yeah, so no Scarlett to go to distract Vega here. No Scarlett.
And this is, I mean, and then they went up against Dante Leon and Sage Cahan. Cahan. Oh, a newly freshly cut Sage Cahan.
That's right.
Cajun
that's right.
kid. Cajun kid got a nice little dude going on.
That's right. And then they also faced Stephen Wolf and Connor Braxton,
which is the first time I believe they teamed up.
I think so, right? I mean, I don't recall them ever teaming up. And this is,
No.
Wolf's a heel. Wolf's a bad guy now. So it makes sense because Connor's always been a bad guy. So,
Yeah.
And then two newcomers, relatively newcomers. Joe Asa, who's done about, 3 appearances for us, I want to say.
3 or 4 now, yeah, something like that. I think they debuted at the All-In weekend shows, the Destination Chicago and Defining Moment.
Right, and then Dion Roosman Dion was with him, right?
Dion was with him when they first went up against the Besties.
Dion is from Alaska, which you don't meet a lot of people from Alaska. Dion is from Alaska.
No, you do not.
He's Alaskan. I want to break this one down a little further by talent, but
I wonder if Dion can see Russia from his house.
I wonder. Let's ask Dion next time.
We'll ask him next time.
We have to get to know Dion because he's a newcomer. So
I can see Russia from my house.
In Alaska, you can see Mother Russia. Why are the Alaskans talking like
that
Russians?
was the old Sarah Palin SNL skit.
Oh,
I can see Russia from my house.
Oh, did she say that? Are you serious?
That was the
oh my god.
who Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, yeah.
Tina Fey was making fun of her doing that.
So the Besties won this one, and one thing I want to talk about on this is the 4 newest additions, right? Dante and Sage, and then Dion and Joe. Dante and Sage have been making a few appearances for us. They're new. They're Black and Brave students. They're trained by Seth Rollins and oh my god, I'm slipping on his name. What's his name? The other guy. Seth's best friend in the whole world who we feuded with like crazy.
Mark Brave.
Merrick Brave. Yes.
Brave.
Sorry.
Mark Brave.
Merrick Brave, who they had
Black and the Brave.
Black and Brave. They're students of theirs, and they've been coming to LaSalle, helping out, getting on a few shows, and definitely future, man. This is young crop right here. These guys are young. What are they, like 21, 22?
Yeah, they're super, super young.
Super young. If they stay the course, these guys have it all, man. And I mean, they've already made AAW appearances. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
No, I think they'll maybe graduate to the Chicago shows now because we don't have LaSalle shows.
We have to absorb it up there. Dion and Joe, do you know anything about them? I don't know where they came from. Where were they trained?
I don't know, but I'm a big fan of Joe Acer.
Me too. I like Joe, and he's a cool ass dude.
He's a really good dude. I like his look. Him and Dion, like, they're both really cool. I've just seen Joe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Joe's a little bit more outgoing, in my opinion.
He's more character based. He's got a little more personality, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, no knock on Dion, but it was more like Joe truly has a lot more charisma going on naturally.
True.
But yeah, I don't know where they were trained, but yeah, I think I can see both of them having a good future with us. They definitely have something, and it's just a matter of growth.
Yep.
So, Dante in this match, though, I saw the Unicorns got a clip. Dante pulled off. Actually, I'm sorry, not the Unicorns. It was another fan page that was taking a couple clips. Dante did some kind of like delayed somersault plancha.
A flatliner.
Is that what it's called? Dude, that was
Flatliner.
badass, though,
Yeah, I
man.
saw it. I saw it.
I love that move. That was cool as hell. He's the quiet one. Like when we're like setting up and they're like the students are there and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a little more quiet, but I'm like this. You guys got to watch out for that quiet one.
Always.
Dude busted out. Like he has something to prove for sure, and I like that. He's got fire.
No, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see where all these like young guys, how they end up on the Chicago roster. I mean, it's gonna be just the roster now, but like,
That's true.
I'm excited to see how they find their place.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You have to work a little harder now, right? You have to.
There's less
Now,
spots.
yeah, now you got to stand out. Like, is our booking team is going to be looking for the guys who stand out, and it's going to take like you trying a little extra in order to be seen now because there's only so many spots to fit in.
Just a little bit extra.
A little bit extra. So we'll see where it goes, man. Next one was the number one contenders match for the AAW Heritage title.
Triple threat.
I'm gonna let you break this down because you love all three of these guys.
Oh yeah, these are all my boys. I mean, we had Trigger Trey Miguel, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or Midair. Midair.
Copyright.
Fresh Prince of Midair, and then we had Hot Fire Myron Reed. He's got blonde hair.
Can't
you see? Do, 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 do.
Ooh, before you go on, real quick on Myron Reed. Some guy messaged me online and he goes, "Hey man, you work for AAW. Is Myron Reed related to Butch Reed?" And I was like, no. He goes, well, the blonde hair thing.
White?
No, Butch Reed is black.
Butch Reed? Okay.
The natural Butch Reed. So Butch Reed was in Doom with Ron Simmons, but before he was in Doom, but before Doom, he was in WWF when he had the blonde hair, like he was black out blonde hair. And
hey, they both bleached their hair blonde. Are they?
But they're both.
Are they related?
But they got me thinking. I was wondering, is Myron like is that a shoot name and is it a gimmick name? I was like, maybe he took it off of Butch. Maybe it's like a Butch Reed inspiration.
No,
I don't know.
That's a shoot name.
That's a shoot name, dude.
That's a shoot name. Myron. That's a good shoot name.
I wonder if somebody legit recommended he dye the hair blonde, and they're like, man, Myron Reed, Butch Reed, man, do the blonde hair.
And we all thought it was Chris Brown inspiration this entire time.
Oh my God, it's Butch Reed.
And then they took on the boy, my boy, DJ Z.
Hell yeah, man. DJ's the fucking man, dude.
Dude,
this guy.
Speaking of DJ Z, I don't know if you saw today on his Facebook, but he cut a promo on his brother. They have like a cooking cook-off, and he cut a promo on all the different types of sweet potatoes that he's gonna use because they have like a sweet mashed potato contest that they have for Thanksgiving, and he literally cut a promo on all the types of sweet potatoes that he's gonna use.
You serious?
It was great. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding you right now.
I gotta go watch that.
It was awesome. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, man. So winner of that one, and your
DJ
new number one contender against Trevor Lizzie.
This is like Trevor Lee and DJ Z over this heritage title has been going pretty much like a year now.
It's a year.
It'll be a year in December because Trevor won it at the Windy City Classic last year.
Seriously, can we just tip a hat to Captain captain of the ship, Danny Daniels.
Danny Daniels.
Danny Daniels on the storytelling. Danny Daniels.
Oh hey there, Lies.
This is Lies Tequila. You might know me. I'm related to my cousin Truth Martini. So I'm Lies Tequila. I'm the counterpart.
What do you so what have we done to been graced with your presence today, Lies?
I came in here to talk about Danny Daniels. I figure if you're talking about Danny Daniels, we gotta talk to somebody in the family. So I was saying, we were talking about Danny Daniels. So now, what I wanted to say was, he's a great guy. He knows what he's doing. He's a great storyteller. He understands. He's old school, and and it all culminates at the Windy City Classic this year.
Really?
That's what we're doing. All right, so I'm gonna send Trent back in here. We're gonna talk about the next match.
Can you get my boy back in?
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, thank you, Lies. Thank you for coming on the show tonight.
All right. Okay. Hey, how was that with Lies? All right.
Oh, it was highly entertaining.
Good.
He missed a good character. Little segment.
I had to get some water.
Were you parched?
He was a seat filler. He's like a seat filler,
Were you parched?
A little parched.
Oh, okay.
But no, Danny, the storytelling is fantastic. Like you said, it was a year that this went on. That's fantastic to me.
And the match, I believe, is it happening on Unstoppable?
Yeah, I mean, it has to.
And that's where DJ won the title last year, in the epic match with Pentagon.
Dude, that was great. I don't think DJ's had a bad match in a year. Right? I mean, he's hit out of the park all year.
All his AAW matches since that Unstoppable match last year have all been on point. And remember last year, that's when he jumped off the balcony at Logan Square.
Was that a year ago? I thought
that was a year ago.
Oh my god, that
classic year ago, picture. That was the first night that I did ringside photography.
You got the picture, right? Like
the
picture.
Oh, it's like a horrible picture, but I got a picture.
Yeah, but that picture is classic.
Whatchamacallit, somebody needed me to get that picture for them, and I went back and looked at it, and I'm just like crying. I was like, Jesus Christ. I had to like re-edit it because my editing skills were so bad back then.
Well, you're on the video also of moving the chair out of the way. I'll never forget that because you're on the floor and there's a chair in the way where like after the dive you get this chair out of the way so like nobody gets hurt or something.
I didn't want DJZ to die.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here talking about him now if you died.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. It'd be like Zombie Z.
Zombie Z.
Zombie. Oh wait, it was Lies back.
No. I was just clearing my throat. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, man, DJZ, number one contender. We'll see. That should be a hell of a match. I mean, that would make what? How many matches have they had this year? Maybe under a handful?
6.
Yeah.
But I mean, every match has been super entertaining, and every time we get a Trevor match, we get a Trevor Lee promo. So I mean, it's like a twofer.
It is like a twofer. It's a gift that keeps on giving, man.
Trevor Lee promos are great.
We had a singles match, women's, after that. Quinn McKay, the newcomer to AAW.
Quinn McKay making her in-ring debut for AAW.
That's right. She made her run-in debut last show at Dia de los Luchadores.
And,
took out Alley Cat. Quinn's cool, man. I mean, so far so good with Quinn, even though she interrupted our post-show segment.
I felt so bad because I just started roasting her.
Oh man, we all started roasting her.
She's so good. She's so good at like.
She took it hard. She felt bad.
No, I don't. I think that was just her kayfabing us.
No, dude, she was like after we made her feel bad for like running in on that.
Oh yeah.
She was sitting on the floor.
Because she was sitting there. She felt bad initially, and then we were all like joking with her about it, and I think that made her feel better. Because I mean, it's like her second show with the company.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want you to feel bad. So I was just like making as many sarcastic jokes as I can to like put her at ease.
Oh yeah, dude. She she felt bad.
Yeah. All I heard in the promo was
yeah.
And I was just like, I'm like cringing. I'm like, I'm not redoing this.
And like she's like, I think she was like talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, come
I
up
was
here. I'm
like,
like,
how
shut the
dare you
fuck
not
up.
know that we're recording from from a flight above you?
Yeah, it's funny. What sucked is that I think that threw Tyler off too because he was doing he had a really good first take going
Yeah.
on like a really good first take of the post show, and then then I think after that he just like I think he got thrown off or something or no that was the second run through
No, that
no
was on the second take, and
yeah
that's
yeah
why
yeah
we're just
yeah
like we just powered through it.
that's right but dude
Because
yeah
the first take, yeah.
first take he had so good until he said the
And then
women's
we
match.
all started laughing.
But she defeated Alley Cat. That was cool. Miss Alley Cat, the kitten herself. Quick match. You know, just a way to like show everybody who Quinn McKay is. There's some really cool photos. Ian Stork got a really cool photo of her.
Yeah, that backstage photo while Rob was doing some B-roll.
Yeah, and Rob got a cool still of the same shot. I'm gonna maybe try to get that one up for people to see at AAW Pro, Instagram and Twitter. But some cool shit for sure.
Yeah, Ian 3-count photo.
3-count photo, man. Ian Stork, definitely a newcomer to the business. He's your little mentee. You're godfather. You're godfather to him. You are teaching him the way.
Young Padawan.
Young Padawan, man. No, listen. Side note, yeah, we're gonna talk about the photography and some of the stuff that went wild at this show.
Oh God.
But no, Ian's great. So some of his photos are being featured currently. So definitely check that out alongside Mike Watson's and yours as well. But anyway, continuing on here. This is a AAW card. So there's quite a bit of matches, everybody. AAW Heritage Championship match. Trevor Lee defeating Rich Swann. 2 out of 3 falls match.
This started off hot because Rich Swann got like Trevor Lee cut the promo, the signature promo, and then Rich Swann got a quick first pinfall.
Yeah, I heard the crowd go nuts.
The crowd went insane on that first pinfall.
I wonder if everybody understood that it was a best of 3. But I remember being downstairs. I didn't see it, but I heard that was a pop of the night. That first pin was a pop of the night.
Pop.
I heard the count. And I was like, "Holy shit, what happened?" But yeah, man, that was cool. But
I almost forgot that it was a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, Rich won. I was like, wait, what? Rich won? Because I knew he wasn't supposed to win.
Right.
I was like, wait, what's going on? I mean, that's not the first time that we've deviated from plans that have been literally written down and told to us.
I didn't have any. I had just a regular booking sheet. I didn't have anything with me on that, like as far as what was going in what direction on that night at a first draft. So I was totally in the dark, which is fine. I don't mind. Go from that, dude. Tag match. This is TV worthy right here, man. Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Penna, taking on the Rascals. They defeated the Rascals.
Rascals had a nice little funny promo.
Oh my god, we're gonna talk about the promos in a second. We'll get to all the promos.
Okay.
But dude, Lucha Brothers and the Rascals. What a match, man! What a damn like.
Dude, all 4 of these guys always tear the house down.
Always. And I believe when I saw the Rascals, including Trey, were all at the Impact tapings the next day.
They all went to Vegas the next day. They all went to
Vegas. Yeah, I mean, so they're all, including like now I think, and they're building them. I think they're building them as the Rascals. So Vegas.
No, they are billed as the Rascals.
Yeah, dude, Vegas.
Trey was there too.
That's the part that got me. I was like, Trey's on this. All right, like he's there, featured there. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be cool shit.
Yeah.
So definitely. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of cool surprises in Vegas, man. But
what happens in Vegas gets aired on TV.
Aired on TV. Singles match. We had MJF, the God's gift. MJF.
And then we had the debuting Pokes and Light Beers. We had Mance Warner. Good old Mancer himself.
Now, where is he from? What's his background? Do you know him from anything else?
Yeah, so Mance Manser is old school. Like
You remind me of a Briscoe.
he's like a Briscoe, like a Terry Funk, a Dusty Rhodes. Like he's like all of that, but new age. Like he throws you off because I didn't know him until about 6-7 months ago, when I started doing Black Label Pro, and dude is an awesome. He's an awesome person, and when we shot the promo with him and everything, that was like super fun. He's just old. He's just like his gimmick is like the old school wrestler. He wears a singlet, and he likes his light beer. He has a southern accent. He does the eye pokes, like that's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a good brawler, but he can go. And then we saw that with his match with MJF this past Saturday.
Nice. So he was a Black Label guy? Is that where he came from?
Black Label, he's a former IWA Mid-South World Champion. He wrestles for Subgraps. He's wrestled Glory Pro, a lot of the Southern stuff. Nashville, Indiana. He does all that stuff.
You know who else is a former IWA heavyweight champion? Danny Daniels.
Danny Daniels.
He is.
Good old Danny.
Good old Danny, man. But cool. No, Mance was cool, man. He was a cool dude. I want to talk to him a bit more next time.
I was so happy to see him there. Like we both were hyped when we got to see each other in the locker room. Because I've only worked with him at Black Label.
Yeah, he followed me on Insta, and this is before the show, so I wasn't really sure who he was. Like I didn't really know too much about him, so I got to connect with him for sure next show. Got to get to know him a little more. But seems like a great dude, man. Seems like a really good addition to our team.
Yep.
But MJF came out ahead, brother. That was ain't no match for MJF on this one.
Oh yeah, brother.
Brother. That MJF, that prick. I
hate him.
I think Lasalle hates him. He doesn't care because he
hates
Lasalle.
Who likes him?
I don't know. I think I question if his mother even does. I know his dad doesn't.
His dad hella roasts him.
His dad roasts him. I mean, and then his other dad, Colt Cabana, definitely doesn't like him.
Nope.
Tag match after that. It was Kurt. I'm calling them the Cowboys from Hell. Kurt, Stallion, and Jake something. Even though I think Jake is from Michigan, but I'm calling him a cowboy. I somehow have related Jake to Texas because of Kurt Stallion, and they've defeated Marco Stunt and Ace Romero, which I have dubbed Big and Little.
Big and Little.
Like the restaurant here in Chicago, Big and Little.
These two boys had a crazy match at MLW a couple nights before, which we'll talk about the MLW. Yeah, we'll talk about the MLW show after this.
Okay, cool. Cowboys from Hell. I really hope they go with that. They defeated those two. I saw some cool. There was a cool picture that got put up on our social media, and it was like Jake bending down like to be at like Marco's level, and I just titled it "Face Your Fears." It was so perfect. It was such a perfect shot of like this little guy against this giant man, and It's like, dude, what chance does this guy have? You know, it was so good. This was a story match, and I'm tipping my hat here to Kurt Stallion for his 17.5-hour drive to come in for this match.
Dude, when I did it once, I was exhausted for a week.
This guy comes in every month, twice a month.
And
I seriously respect the shit out of Kurt Stallion, man. That is not easy. There was a match at Dia de los Luchadores. Dude, their match was like 5 minutes,
4 minutes, or something like that. Yeah, I remember you talked about that on the last podcast. You were like, he does these drives, and then remember when he like we're talking about like almost 2 years ago when he was like just starting still, and he was getting booked on like the little matches. So,
yeah. But I mean, you know how much I respect him, and I know a lot of people respect him because of that. Like that is true heart dedication, man. To do that for like a 4-minute match, you know, he just comes for that. You know, he's not piggybacking. This dude is on his own.
Yeah, he tries to get people to come with him, and
I see that. He puts it out and he's like, young guys, like, get in this car. Like,
He
get
gets
your
it.
experience.
He gets it.
He gets it. And that's how you know this guy's going to make it.
Yep.
Because somebody with that ethic and that mindset, and he's a damn cool dude too. That's what I like about him. He's such a cool ass guy.
Yep.
And he's good to anybody who talks to him, fans. Like, seriously, if you see this guy, like, go up to him. I encourage people to get to know Kurt Stallion. He's a great dude. But yeah, man, they came out on the winning end here. We're really this is the next this team. I just can't wait for their continued rise. There's a couple other teams in the way right now that they have to, like, the besties are there. They got some work to do. You know what I mean? They got some stuff going on. Lucha Brothers are tagging more. We got the Rascals. We got a lot going on. We got our tag champs, which was Myron and Fox. So there's a lot of teams in the way, but I think that these two are going to just keep climbing stronger and stronger, and there's going to be a really cool build for these guys.
Yeah.
All right, from that, man, all right, 2 more matches to list off. Then we're going to get into, like, some crazy shit. Kylie Ray defeated Allison Kay / AKA Sienna, as some people might know her.
Not even just defeated her, submitted her.
Submitted her, you're right. And Kylie doesn't normally go for a submission, right? That's not a normal thing?
No, she does. She does.
Oh, she does? Okay.
She has a Kylie lock.
Kylie lock? Is that
like
what she calls it?
Like a yes lock.
She's been doing she looks a little different. Is it the hair? I can't figure out what it is.
She did her, she changed her hair. She had a bow.
It's the hair. I know. I'm like, something's different about Kylie.
She did that when she came back it was right after her injury. Like, she came back, she looked normal, and then she just wanted to change up her look a little bit, which I'm not against.
Yeah, I mean, keep evolving. Always evolve, for sure. Main event. Mixed tag street fight. Sammy and Jess Havoc defeated Brody King and Jimmy J, because Brody's still the AAW heavyweight champion.
The everlasting feud that will never die, it seems.
By all accounts,
I don't think anybody can die enough in these matches for this feud to ever end.
They still have a title match to get to at some point.
And that's still over a month away. That's like a month and a half away still.
2 shows in between that.
We have 2 more shows in between. Like, so anything can happen.
Insanity. The whole feud is insanity.
I want to see. Do you know what I want to see? Jessica Havoc versus Brody and Jessica Havoc versus Jimmy singles matches before then.
You know what? Not out of the question for AEW.
I want to see Havoc versus Brody.
I could see it, and I think I would like to see that.
I think that would be a perfect cap off to Last Call.
Oh man, you think so?
I think so.
It would be pretty insane, and because if anybody can do it, I think Jess can do it for sure.
Oh yeah, she can hang.
And especially they hung. I mean, there was some. They beat the shit out of each other, Jess and Brody, during this match. So,
but have Jess and Jimmy at the Windy City Classic.
That'd be cool as shit. I like it. I'm down. I'm totally down for that. I would totally back that. But Sammy and Jess came out on the winning end here, and Sammy's going. He's got his title match in about a month. Actually, more than a month, man. Like a month and a half. Yeah, it's a while away. A lot can happen in between, guys. Lots can happen. But yeah, man. So that was the show. The crowd was on fire. The crowd was hot fire. My read for that whole.
Speaking of the crowd.
All right, yeah. Let's get to this now.
So let's get to the elephant in the room because
people do want. I think people want us to talk about this because they sure as hell brought this out on Twitter for sure.
Oh, we heard it plenty on Twitter. I'm gonna say it ruined my Sunday. Like,
it definitely ruined Mike Pekovich's Sunday for sure. Mike was
it was just so much negativity, and it was like it was from somebody who wasn't even at the show who got like super upset. Like I understand you heard about it and you don't feel safe at the next event because you know what was going on, but the outrage, it's just it was not needed.
So
the outrage continued even
so
after we gave a resolution.
let's summarize it, then we can dive back into that.
So during the match, Jess, I believe Jess or Sammy put Jimmy in a shopping cart
Right.
and started to push Jimmy around the ring. Well, a very known fan decided to pour beer onto Jimmy's back over the guardrail. Like, this wasn't Jimmy in the crowd. Jimmy didn't bump into him and the fan spilled beer. Like, this was blatantly spilling beer on Jimmy for absolutely no reason. It was completely unwarranted. It was stupid. I don't care who you're a fan of. Like, I know this guy is a super fan of Sammy and OI4K or OVE or whatever, but it's never okay to just do stuff like that. If you can't hold your liquor, you don't drink liquor, period. And afterwards, Jimmy got pissed off and ended up having an altercation with the fan, pushed him, and it just kept going. It went on all night. Or not all night, but like it still went on like what, 20 minutes after?
Yeah, it did. And we got wind of this. So we were in a level down doing some promo work, and we hear the show's over, people let out, and we hear commotion, like insanity from the street below. And we're like, what is, we thought fans were getting into a fight. We were like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So I ran out, and it turned out said fan is drunk and losing his mind about what just went on upstairs. His girlfriend's crying. People are losing their mind. He's swearing like a sailor in front of a kids group that was there, which that's the part that pissed me off. That's the part that I'm most upset about, is that these little kids, and it was their first time at wrestling.
And that's their experience.
I caught one of the chaperones, who was one of the fathers. It was like, I don't know, like 7 kids, little kids. And I remember the father going, "That's kids. That's why you don't drink alcohol, and things can go wrong." And they like trying to like keep them cool. I'm like, dude, you fucking ruined wrestling for those kids. That's the part that bothered me the most. That those kids look scared, man. It pissed me off. Anyway, this guy left. I got him to leave. I went in, talked to Jimmy. I said, "What happened?" He told me what happened. Got the scoop on the whole thing. It's such a mess, man. But the next day, we didn't realize that. It was handled as much as possible. Like I said, you and I were not in the room. Our referees handled what they could. But apparently, I guess the guy wasn't ejected out. He was taken from his seat to the back of the room. Anyway, whatever happened, the next day we had to deal with some backlash from somebody who wasn't even at the show. And you want to talk about that? You want to like break down what we kind of just summarize it?
he starts going on about it. He doesn't even like. I found out through scrolling through my feed,
right?
And I was like, and then we both respond to it, and then I start private messaging him. Like, he kept going on and on. I was like, what do you want to see happen?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, this, and this needs to like, he needs to not be allowed because of, the fan has gotten drunk before.
Right.
And people are annoyed. He's very loud at shows, and he stands up. He's somebody who's in the front row who always stands up, and which I do think is very annoying. If you're in the front row, why are you standing up? Like, you have the best seat in the house. You can see everything.
And I'll give him this out of some out of excitement. You get a little into it. You stand up. That's fine. He's a very passionate fan. Don't get me wrong, but he's a little much sometimes for some people. But yeah, I'm sorry. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. But I tell him, like, I start talking with Mike, and I go, "Hey, do you know about the situation that happened?" And he tells me, I'm like, "Well, what are we to do about this? Because now we're having fans telling us they don't feel safe at the show, which is warranted." And he tells me the fan is no longer allowed at shows. he was refunded his ticket for Unstoppable, and he's not allowed to buy a ticket for the Classic. So I go back and tell the fan on Twitter, I go, hey, this was done, and it's handled.
Right.
And
it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough, and he just wanted to keep going more and more and more. And I'm just like, why? Like,
yeah.
Do you need Twitter rep? Do you need to seem cool with your internet friends?
Like, we couldn't figure out, like, what was this constant push for this? Because, like, we handled it.
And the thing is, like, within an hour, he got the resolution that he was wanting.
Right.
And it was warranted, what he wanted.
Yeah, like, we took care of it.
We took care of it. And it's like, you know what? You're right. I mean, it's a constant issue at shows that people always complain about.
Right.
So, but this time was pushed too far. And
like, yeah, and okay, so it brought to our attention. It was pushed too far, and
I mean, most normal people would be happy with the resolution. But it's the internet, and people want to seem cool online.
Sure. And I couldn't figure out. I'm like, what was the point of prolonging? I mean, it's like who ended up looking like they were reaching at that point. It's like, how much can we?
Well, he was really mad about the whole thing. That he was really mad about was that we featured him on a video.
Right.
We featured the drunk fan on a video.
But prior,
6 months ago.
6 months ago, yeah, he was. Listen, this fan would come with his mother, and they were very liked in that regard. His mom was very liked, and we did a series called the AAW Frontline, which we're going to continue to do it throughout the next year and everything. And I think, and a side note, I'd like to do more of that in Lasalle before we leave. Yeah. But we featured them. It's a minute long video, not even a 30 second.
Not even.
Video.
It was like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Why do you like AAW? And we just get a little feedback. We featured this fan 6 months ago, and he was very respectful in the video. It was not like he was ridiculous in the video. It was very nice. And
it's with him and his mom, and like the thing is, like, everybody wants to make fun of his mom, like, oh, that's his grandma, because his mom's a little bit older. Like, she's a fan at the end of the day. She's also a paying fan who doesn't do anything to anybody else.
She's a real sweetheart too.
But everyone wants to make jabs at her because it's the cool thing to do.
Sure, which I think is very rude and unfair. But the fan who was voicing his opinion to us was upset that we never featured him on the Frontline videos, and we featured this guy. And he just couldn't understand when we said, how could we predict how this guy would act 6 months later, and somehow we were wrong for saying...
It's 2018, Trent. You should know these things.
That's true. I understand.
You should know. You should know.
I know. But apparently we were wrong for not being able to predict this guy's actions 6 months later. So I felt this extremely unfair to blame us for that. Like he was blaming us for that. And I was like, dude, how could you put that on us? But the moral is, look, don't act like an idiot at the shows. And we definitely want to tell people, like, we don't want to kick anybody out, right? Like, I hated that we had to do this to this guy. But he brought it on himself. He was one of the most passionate fans who would spend money, time, effort, love, you name it. And he cannot come to our shows anymore because he screwed up. And it sucks to do that.
But that's the consequences of your own actions. Like, if you can't handle your alcohol, don't drink. Just enjoy the show.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, man. That is very unfortunate that's how it worked out. And hey, it's one of those things where, like, we have to deal with it. These are part of the breaks of the entertainment business, and especially live entertainment. These things are going to happen, and unfortunately, they happen. But I'd like to gauge, like, seriously, if anybody listening, any of our listeners, I mean, you tell us. Give us feedback on a situation. Like, if you were in the crowd, if you were there, whatever. You any thoughts? Like, if you see fans act like this, how much responsibility lies on the promotion to do this? How much responsibility lies on the? I mean, yeah.
I think if it does get to a situation where it's this bad, the responsibility is on us.
Which
I'm not going to deny that.
But we can't predict. We can't predict though. Like should we have been blamed for featuring him 6 months prior? Yeah.
They're like, oh well, back then he was also an asshat. It's like, dude, at the end, and then it was constantly brought up. It's like, oh, he's only allowed to stay because he buys stuff and he buys merch, and it's like, yeah, he's a supporter. At the end of the day, he was a supporter of the product. I mean,
it has to be warranted action, right? Like the action has to be warranted. It's like, yeah, he was a little goofy before, but it's like he didn't do anything to get himself kicked out. When he did do something to get himself kicked out, we kicked him out. That's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like we did that at least right, but yeah, it sucked, man. So anyway, moving on from that, we can at least address this. If anyone has any further feedback, we're not running from it. If you want to talk about it, definitely feel free to talk about it. We're not running from anything. So
you're more than welcome to say something to us.
Yeah.
Add us,
man. We're listening. We'll give the plugs at the end of the show. Add us. Let us know. But yeah, man. So anyway, let's talk a little production, right? That's what we do. Let's talk production. Production. So we did. We had some cool promos throughout this show that we came up with. I feel like we came with a lot of them on the spot, man. We made do in the moment for a lot of them, and we just produced them right there. We came up with concepts. It was really cool. The ones I am really most proud of is the MJF one. I think that's great. Which now I want to bring up the feedback we got on this too from management as well. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But let's we'll quickly break it down. MJF was in a room reading a book called Sisters in Crisis, which I think is hilarious. And Allie came up to him to ask him about his thoughts on her match, and he kind of get rid of the riot act and whatnot. Hilarious promo. It came off really well received promo. But we were challenged, right? We got challenged and said, why is he reading a book? Why is he there? What's the psychology behind that?
And I also think with the situation that we had, that place was so packed, and we didn't have our normal locker room.
True.
So we had half the spaces that we had was gone, and then upstairs was completely packed and super loud.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it was freezing outside. So we literally had one room that we did most of these promos in. And I think we just were, yours and mine mindset is, let's try to make every promo different.
And that's what we were going for, right? Our mindset was, it's something I feel MJF would be doing after his match. He doesn't give a shit. He's just chilling.
Yeah, and I think it was just setting up a scene.
Yeah.
And it was just trying to make something entertaining that fits within their characters.
Right, and she's a cat. She comes up to him, she purrs next to him, sits at his feet, kind of thing. I thought it made sense from that point of view. But I appreciate that we do get challenged, as producers and as content creators. You get challenged to make sure that what you're doing makes sense.
Well, and I don't mind getting challenged because then it's something that we can put into our thought process in the future. It's not 100%. Just for that one scenario.
100%. And I love being challenged because then like you just said, we'll think about it. We'll consider the moves. We're only going to learn from it. And we're relatively newer in this. I mean, we're being challenged by people who have done this for many, many years. And that's the people I want to challenge me for sure. So no, that's very cool. So like anybody, I'm just throwing it out there. If you are creating content, always consider the psychology behind it. The psychology that goes into what you're trying to portray, because it is very important. It's very easy to get lost in the moment, which is what is what happens when you're kind of under the gun. But hilarious promo. Check that out. My other favorite featured one was the Allison Kay one, just because of how good she was about it, and she's extremely animated, and just the scene. She's
petting the head.
she's petting the head of Beethoven, I think it is, and then there's a picture of Jesus Christ above her while she's petting Beethoven's statued head, and we just happen to come across her, and she refers to Kylie Ray as a Pokemon. She says I like to catch him and throw him, and Allison Kay is fantastic. She's so good on the spot, perfect in the moment. Short and sweet, effective, got several aspects of her character across. It kind of got a little comedy, a little bit of her heel side, a little bit of her animation across, and a little bit of her spontaneity. It was a perfect package, I think, that promo, for sure. I think it had a lot of cool stuff going on. So again, one of those things where like didn't have enough time, didn't have that much resource. How do you hone in on it? You make sure to get as much of that character's personality in the allotted time you have, and just try to make sure you directionalize it perfectly, because you don't have several shots. You have one shot to do it. So I thought it came out great, man. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, we pumped out a ton of promos.
Yeah. And I know you wanted to mention the one, though, for sure, the Rascals. I'll let you mention that one.
Rascals one was I didn't know. Okay. I had no idea what was going on.
But we rolled with it. That was the idea. That was the best
it.
part. We rolled with it.
Yeah,
that was cool.
We had Dez come up on Zach, who was not thinking about his match and reading random books.
Laying on a couch.
Well, he was trying to say that he was reading books, but he was just laying on the couch.
He was just flipping. He was like looking at the book titles, actually. He was wasn't even reading any
the spines of the books.
Yeah.
And it was funny because he just went into some weird Spanish insulting promo, and he was he was just sitting there like chill. Like Desmond's like, "We got a match." He goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, against Lucha Brothers." He's like, "Oh, okay," all right. And he like sits up and he's like, "Chinga puta madre!" and then also does the animo.
Cero Miedo.
He does Cero Miedo, and then he does animo all at the same time.
But the hook of the promo is what you from camera, what you zoomed in on at the end.
Yeah.
Which was Desmond's face going, looking puzzled and shocked, and going, "That has nothing to do with us. What the hell are you talking?" It just like trails out. Fade AAW logo. It was perfect.
It was good.
Perfect. But that was cool. Again, on the spot, how do we get the most out of these guys? We gotta know the characters and know their strengths and get the most out of them. And I thought that was cool. That was really cool. It was fun. There's several of them up there. Take a look, guys. Check out the AW Pro Twitter. They're all up there. They're gonna be on. They'll be cross posted over to YouTube as well, just for kind of like a show folder we'll put up there. But in the meantime, check them out. Came out really good.
Yeah,
definitely fun stuff. Definitely a lot. We had a lot of fun, despite some connectivity issues in the building, things of that nature.
Ugh.
It's a tough place, guys. It's a tough place to have a cell phone. Tough place to do heavy.
It's a tough place to do it. It's a tough place apparently for electricity. It's a tough place for cellular. It's a tough place to live. It's a tough place to live in 2018 with modern day life stuff.
It's 102-year-old building, I believe.
It's old as shit.
It's very old, and things are just not meant to. Like, dude, there was a point where I was sitting next to the Wi-Fi router, and I had but it still wouldn't go anywhere. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this place, man?" It's like a force field on that building. So, again, got to make do. Got to figure it out. Came up with solutions. We were able to get content up. People got to see it. We were able to make sure the goal was we got to get our fans who are not at the show content to see, and whatever we needed to do, we had to do, man, and we did it. So, not the easiest thing in the world sometimes when technology is working against you, but you gotta get creative, and it took me juggling a couple different phones, you having a few cameras, standing in weird angles next to Wi-Fi routers, you name it, you gotta get the shit done. So, which we did.
Yep. But that's not all I did this week.
Yeah, let's hear the rest. So that was AAW, that was Legacy. You actually had a busy week though. You had
I had a
something else.
very busy week.
Let's hear
I
it.
made my debut with the company with MLW.
Yeah, man, huge deal. And that was where? Tell us where
That was at Cicero Stadium in Cicero, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, and it was packed. Over 2,000 people. It was the biggest crowd in MLW history. Like
nice, dude.
the building, like there's a few shots of like the entire building, and the best part is you can see me by myself because I'm under hard camera taking pictures that way, and I had my own little section. And
Nice, dude. Yeah.
I got to share after intermission. Martine from Wrestling with Unicorns came by, and he came. I let him sit down. He's like, because he was getting some weird angles over by where he was sitting. He was off to the corner, but my view was like perfectly head on, so it made for some really easy photos. It was like the absolute easiest time. Not easiest because it was challenging doing photos from that way for the first time and zooming in and zooming out and all that stuff. It's not what I'm used to, changing focal lengths like that. Which I hope that I'll get better the next time. But it was really fun. The lighting, the whole production of it was crazy intense.
That's awesome. The lighting rig looked amazing.
There was lights everywhere. It was awesome. There was no, like, to have just perfect lighting is a godsend. I'm very jealous of Harry from MLW who gets to take pictures in that setting all the time.
I mean, man, as a photographer, I assume that's all you can ask for. That's like your number one ask.
Creme de la creme right there. Like, that is what you live for, is that type of lighting.
So there you go, man. Congratulations on the debut.
It was fun. Like, I got to see the US debut of Rush.
Who is the fucking man right now, from what I understand?
Yeah, he's the Naoto of Mexico.
That's crazy.
I mean, I should say Naoto is the Rush of Japan. Honestly.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, technically, but for everybody who doesn't know who Rush is the Naoto. He's part of that Los Ingloables.
Ingloables. Can we just say Bullet Club? That's easier.
No.
He's leader of that Bullet Club.
They're one of the Bullet Club. It's one of the Bullet Club rivals. Speaking of Bullet Club, did you see what happened?
No. What happened?
Bullet Club is split up. It's the being the elite guys, all the Cody, Kenny, the Bucks, Paige, and Marty are officially no longer Bullet Club. They are just the elite.
I didn't know that. That's over. So it's over.
That happened on the Jericho cruise. They announced it on Jericho's podcast, and it's crazy because Pro Wrestling Tees is going to stop selling all those Bullet Club variants after next week.
What?
Yeah.
So no more deal with New Japan, or what? What's going on?
Well, because New Japan owns the right to the Bullet Club.
Right.
But the Elite guys all own the name to the Elite.
Oh, so they got to just take that down. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, and plus, I mean, after with the show and everything, they're always called the Elite.
So I guess it's one of those deals where these guys are thinking about cutting out the middleman, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Bucks said they don't even see any money from the Bullet Club shirts.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, from the regular Bullet Club shirts, they don't. No, that's all New Japan. They make money off the variants, though. That's actually confirmed by 1 Hour Tees on Twitter.
Interesting. Yeah. Next week? That's starting next week?
It stopped. Like, they're they're on sale, and I think it's like the 24th or whatever. It's like the last day you can buy a Bullet Club variant shirt from anybody in the Elite. But like the OGs, like Guerrillas of Destiny and Switchblade, um, the people who are staying in the normal Bullet Club, those shirts will still exist.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So who's left? Who's left in there?
So you have Tamatanga, Tama Luau, who are the brothers, who are Haku's sons.
Hmm.
You have Bad Luck Fale. You have Switchblade Jay White. Um,
Oh, Jay White's in it? I didn't know that.
Jay White. He turned on Okada and
Oh,
Chaos.
okay.
Joint, yeah. Who else am I forgetting? Here in the click, because I can't remember everybody. I'm trying to remember everybody who's all in it.
That's crazy, dude. I had no idea. Like, I don't keep too much up with New Japan. Just kind of highlights what I hear in passing. But that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, wrapping up your MLW thing. So yeah, any big takeaways? Anything major? Did you get to say hi to Court? And wait, what's up? Was MSL there or no?
MSL was there, dude. Like, I literally talked to Court for like a minute, and I said hi to MSL for like 10 seconds, and then I got set up. Like, it's such a big production over there that everybody's doing something.
The one thing I regret, man, I did not know Schiavone does live commentary.
Yeah.
I thought he does it over tape, and I've been wanting to meet him since I was a little kid, man. So
I was so disappointed that you didn't go, because the whole plan was for you to come.
I know. I just things didn't work out that day.
You
But
fucked
March, yeah, I fucked up. Let's get the chant going.
You fucked
March for sure. I would like to definitely go. And was Keith there? You said Keith was there too?
Dr. Keith was there. Marty and Sarah were there. Steve from Warrior Wrestling was there.
Wait, side note. Okay, I mean to ask this. I wanted to ask the Two Wheels in the Face guys as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they can answer this because they'll listen to this and they'll hear. Do you know, like, any of those episodes they do about Steve or like Warrior Wrestling? There's a theme song they play. You know what I'm talking about? It's like Warrior theme song.
I have no idea.
They play this song and it's like Warrior Pride or something like that. I'm like,
Oh, are you talking about the Bucks?
no. Two Heels in the Face.
Oh, no. So that's from the Young Bucks. Never look back, never gonna survive.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, that's from Being the Elite. That's Papa Buck made that song. So all the songs. So on YouTube, if you use copywritten music, you get a copyright strike and you lose all the money for that video, for all the monetization. So the Young Bucks, dad, Papa Buck, made all their music for them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. That's their the song they use for when they're showing when they're traveling and stuff like that. They'll use that song.
I kept thinking, I'm like, is this like a Warrior Wrestling theme song? Because it's talking about
no.
Warrior Pride and stuff.
No,
and like,
yeah, the Warrior back and the Warrior Pride. Yeah. No, dude, that's a Young Bucks song.
It reminds me of like a movie from like an 80s action,
No,
or like a
that's the
song from
whole
80s action movie.
point. So the thing is, they wanted all like the songs to be like 80s vibe, like super cheesy music.
Yeah. It's like
that was
cheesy,
what they were going for.
like 80s teen movie.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine, like, you know, Michael J. Fox like getting ready for the big game, like that song.
Oh no, yeah, it has that really old school feel to it.
That's hilarious. I was
I
like,
love
what
it.
the hell is this fucking song, man?
Yeah. Man, it's like, because you've already seen the payoff at All In. It's like you already, like, all those months of being elite would be spoiled technically. Like they started a new season of being the elite. Yeah, they started a new season, but whatchamacallit, it's that all in was just the build up from all the being the elite stuff. So seeing all that, you would hear, I mean, if you watch it now, you'll still hear some of the songs.
That's funny.
But they made a new version of their theme song, which is giving me another reason to believe like they might be going on their own because they're not using anything made by New Japan. And I think Papa Buck made the Super Kick Party theme song now for them.
Really?
Yeah.
I love how close they are to their families, man, with their kids and their wives.
They're very much family men.
Father. Where's the mom? Where's Mama Buck? She's not involved in any of this?
No, Mama Buck was at All In.
She wasn't?
I met her at the All Out pre-show party.
Okay.
She was there with Papa Buck.
Yeah, they're good dudes, man. I appreciate that.
Mama Buck is just like the mom who's just like, yo, these are my sons. But Papa Buck's got some talent.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. These guys are not drinking and drugging and cheating on their wives. These are like just good old dudes, man. So
no, they're good Christian boys, as they like to say.
I think that's why people appreciate that. They're good dudes. But anyway, yeah, cool, man. MLW experience. So back in March, I'm sure you'll be on that.
Yes, they're coming back March 2nd, I believe. I don't want to mess up.
6th, I believe it was.
Hold on. 6th. I got the date. I have to go into the calendar.
I thought it was March
2nd. Nope, March 2nd.
2nd, okay.
March 6th is a Wednesday.
Is the one, okay.
Yeah, March 2nd, back at the Cicero Stadium.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely join for that one.
Are you going for that one? Are you sure?
For sure, I'll be at that one. Look, if anything, I gotta meet Tony Schiavone. That's like 30 years in the making, man. For me, you gotta meet that guy. But no, cool. It'll be nice to meet everybody there too. That's seems like a good staff they got going on. But yeah, dude, that was Legacy and your week. My week was pretty much that. I was just involved in AAW stuff and then doing
What'd you do on Friday?
Friday I had a gig with my band HEMI. We played the Livewire Lounge in Chicago. It was our
Even though that he's telling you guys like 4 days after the show, that's still more advance notice than what he gave me.
I think the day after the show, I was like, "Hey, Basil, you should come take photos of what's at the show."
It was pretty much. It was like 4 p.m.
You're like, "When is it?" I'm like 8.
I was like, dude, I'm at work until 9. I was like, you're a dick.
We didn't go on until 11. You totally could have made it.
Yeah, I know, but like I would have had to go all the way home. That would have been an hour drive, and then drive all the way to the city.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Next time
I didn't have my camera gear on me when you told me.
That's true. Now it's a bummer. I apologize, but no, my band HEMI, HEMImusic.com for everybody who's interested. We had our first show in a while. We have a new guitar player, and we debuted him and some new songs off the new album that's called Avalon. Went great though, man. So I did that. Did the show. We went on at 11. Finished up, wrapped up on stage by 12. Watched the other bands, broke down, unloaded, went out to eat afterwards. I didn't get home till 5 in the morning. I had to be up by like 9.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Up by 9:30. Up, ready, on my way to meet Brian, who's in production as well. Met Brian up, and we went to Lasalle. Man, we went all the way to Lasalle. So I was later coming. I gave Brian a deal. I was like, look, man, I need to sleep in a little bit because otherwise at night coming back from the show, I'm not going to make it home. We'll probably pass out in the car, like driving. So I'm like, I need to sleep in a little bit. I'm like, the payoff is I will buy you dinner or a breakfast at Cracker Barrel if you willing to leave.
If you can convince him of Cracker Barrel,
yeah,
like that's it. Like you got him.
Oh, he took it. Took the bait.
Oh, dude, when we went down to Texas, we had Cracker Barrel. And yeah, we had Cracker Barrel before the I'm trying to remember when we had it. Did we had it before the Austin show or was it the date? Yeah, it was before the before the Austin show. We went and got Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, dude. Brian was all about it. I said, I'll pay for the Cracker Barrel if you can leave later. And we did it, man. So worked out great. Got there in time, set up everything, did the show, came right back. Between 2 days, and then Sunday I couldn't sleep in either. I had to be at a brunch at my family's house. So between Friday and Sunday, I slept maybe, I don't know, 10 hours total.
Oh.
And then I was up, man.
Kid. It's rough.
Monday podcasting with Total Nonstop Impact, my other podcast, and then Tuesday This podcast, I mean, dude, busy guy, man, all over the place. I love it. Feed off of it.
There you go,
Good shit.
kid.
Good shit. But yeah, that was it, man. That was my weekend. So it was a hell of a hullabaloo. But what do we have to look forward to, man? We got Unstoppable next week after Thanksgiving, right? That is
Yes, we do. The day after Thanksgiving, November 24th.
24th is Unstoppable. We are going to be back here with you guys right before that, and we're going to do a preview of Unstoppable because we got some more matches to announce between now and then. Soak this episode in. Next week we'll be back with Unstoppable's preview. We'll break down what to look forward to, what you can expect. That's going to be at the Logan Square Auditorium at the original. I'm sorry. No, I was going to say the original time, but that whole original time thing is for the Windy City Classic. Got finalized, right? Windy City Classic will be at the original date and time that it was announced. But yeah, man, we'll be back with a preview on that. And I'm going to go into my pitch, Basil. I'm going to go into where you can find us. Here we go.
Where can you find us, Trent? Where can
All
you
right,
find
here
us?
we go. Should I bring in Lies for this, or should I just do it myself?
No. This is a Trent job. This is
Okay.
Lies has already had his promo he
That's
had a
true.
segment. I
That's
can't
true.
afford 2 segments.
That's true. All right, here we go. Social media wise, you can find us at the BSB Show on Twitter and Facebook. So look up the BSB Show or just type in the Backstage Boys. We'll come right up. Instagram. Oh, Basil, are we on Instagram yet?
Next week, maybe.
Next week. Okay, we'll be on Instagram next week, everybody. Just mark that down on your calendars. You can find feeds of this podcast everywhere podcasts are found. Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and now, Basil, we are on Spotify, my man. Spotify is the number one.
I'm happy about the Spotify one.
You were very excited when we announced Spotify.
I've been an active Spotify user since like the early days. But I mean, Apple Podcasts is still my go-to podcast. But to be on Spotify is like a very selective. It's not an easy process to get on Spotify.
No, and it is. They definitely check you out and they make sure you got good listenership. So thank you guys for listening to us because those numbers gave us our credit with Spotify. So I'm very proud of being on there. Yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you so much,
dude. I'm a mark for that. I got 2 bands, 7 albums, and 2 podcasts on Spotify. I'm loving Spotify with that right now.
Yeah, buddy.
So no, thanks guys for doing that. So again, find us everywhere. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell anybody you want who likes independent wrestling. This is a whole different podcast. This is a perspective podcast from 2 guys who work in the business.
We don't talk about rumors.
Nothing.
We don't talk about rumors that we don't know. And like the stuff that like we talked about today, like with the Bullet Club, like that was all publicly known. Yeah. We're not gonna. We don't what is it? Like
speculate.
Yeah, we don't speculate on stuff we don't talk about. Like we're not a dirt sheet. We only give you guys stuff that we know firsthand.
Nor do we use any of the inside knowledge we have to stir a conversation or stir rumors or story. We talk from a general perspective, from the show perspective.
We're going to lie to you. We're just going to straight up lie to you guys.
Exactly. We're not going to tell you shit. If we know something, we're going to play like we don't. But so yeah, that's the truth. But no, I mean, we're not here to do that. We're here to talk about what makes a show, what makes an independent show what it is, and all the trials and tribulations that come along with it. It's not as easy as what you see is a finished product, and it's great. There's a lot going on.
What you see is what you get.
That's right. And I can imagine, even on the smallest independent scale to the largest, let's say WWE, I bet they have 200 things that go wrong throughout their day, but you won't see it because there's people in the background making things happen and making sure things don't fall apart. That's our job for AAW, to make sure things keep going, to make sure things are shown to you as they intended to be shown. So, but yeah, thanks for anybody who is digging this. We have a lot of cool new listeners every week. I'm seeing the numbers go up and up. Leave feedback, guys. Any feedback you got, leave it for us. I definitely want to hear all of it for sure. We're going to read it out. We'll address it on the show, even if you guys want. So that's about it, Basil. So you want to tell them where they can find you
Yay.
personally? Anybody wants to book you for a photography show gig?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at BZ, which is a B, two E's, four Z's, and a Y. You can also email me at basilmahmoodphotos at gmail.com. And you can also check out the newly launched website, which is basilmahmood.com, which is BASIL M as in Mary, AHMUD.com. And all photos of upcoming shows that I am ringside at will be uploaded there. I got some past photos. I'm going to try to go in the archives and find some older ones that I haven't yet uploaded, but
Yeah, put them
any
up.
future photos, all in high res, will be there. You can share them. Keep the watermark in there. Don't be a dick. If
Yes.
you do, yeah, it's not good.
There you go, man. And then you can find me at on
Yeah,
Twitter.
where can they find you?
I got a lot of things going on.
You're
Man.
everywhere.
You can find me at Vanilla Joke on Twitter and Instagram. So that's like a vanilla Coke, but a joke. Vanilla Joke.
I don't know why you say like a Coke, because joke is not like a confusing word.
The reason I say that is because I came up with that stupid name when I was drinking a vanilla Coke in like 2000, and I was like, oh, vanilla
You're
joke.
so brown and you have a
It's
vanilla joke
it's
Twitter
so
handle.
dumb. It's so dumb. It's so rooted in though. I should just change it. But
I mean, you still can.
I mean, I can. Yeah. What the hell? Maybe I'll rebranding.
You can rebrand. I just think I mean, your name isn't like. I wonder if you can just do your last name.
Yeah, probably, maybe. But so you can find me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter, and you can also find me on the Total Nonstop Impact podcast. It's Impact Talk for Impact fans. I do it with my co-host Kyle. Every week we do a deep dive analysis on the show, and we are now hosted by the Impact Lounge, which is one of the biggest or the biggest Impact news and discussion sites out there. So they're hosting us now, which is great. You can find me, my band is HEMImusic.com. All of our stuff is there. You can get in touch with me there if you want any music. Go buy some. All the links are up there. We got bills. You want to use any music for your wrestling show or any promo work, any type of video packages, let me know. We've contributed music around to various independents and commercials, things of that nature. If you have anything you want to use it for, definitely get in touch with me. I'd love to license some out. And we work cheap and affordable, so let's talk.
I don't.
Yeah, Basil doesn't. He's very, very premium.
I'm
But yeah,
HEMImusic.com.
But yeah, HEMImusic.com or HEMImusic on Facebook and Twitter as well. Get in touch and let me know if there's anything you guys want to do in that regard. But Basil, I think other than that, I think it's about that time, sir.
It's closing time.
Go ahead, sing the whole thing. You're
One
clearly...
last call to but you can't stay here.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Boom.